You hear about so many people that die right after they retire, but there's really no direct connection between retirement and death. Some studies out there have found that retirement can be linked to health decline and a higher risk of death. However, other studies out there have found that retirement is not linked to a higher risk of mortality. You hear about people who retire and die within a few years of retiring, but what you don't hear about as much is people who work until they die, even in their 50s and 60s. A lot of people retire because of health issues and then die because of the same health issues, and retirement is blamed. Correlation is not causation. Couldn't it be that many healthy people keep working because they can, and others who are slowing down retire and die sooner? People in poor health often decide to retire. So many people work so hard to retire. And so many of those people get sick and tragically die within a couple years of retiring. But maybe some of these people retired because their health was starting to go downhill. Maybe they would have died even earlier had they not retired. Correlation is really not causation. Lots of retired people are doing great. I think existing poor health in retirees gives a false conclusion that retirement causes poor health. Take responsibility for your health with diet and exercise. There's no reason you need a job to be healthy. 100% of people who retire end up dying eventually, right? You hear he retired and died a week later. It gets told and retold. But you don't often hear he retired and lived happily for 40 years. It's just not as interesting to talk about. Now, some people retire and sit on their couch watching TV while their health deteriorates. It's definitely healthier to go hiking or ride your bike than it is to sit in an office for 9 hours a day. It's also healthier to have time to cook healthy meals, get enough sleep, and have lower stress levels. But if your idea of retirement is sitting on the couch all day, the outcome will probably not be good. Older people who are isolated and inactive decline rather quickly. Some people work on hobbies, others have a part-time side job to have something fulfilling to do. These people tend to have better health. Having hobbies, businesses, or charity work that keeps you active and sharp helps you thrive. What isn't healthy is just wasting away and doing nothing. Some people sit on the couch and just slowly fade away. Exercise, socialize, and find something you enjoy doing to occupy your time. There's nothing particularly healthy about going to work for 9 hours a day. But if you retire from your job and have nothing planned or nothing to do, that's not healthy either. When you don't have anything to live for, things go south pretty fast. We may not be able to stop aging, but we can age better. Some people work until they're too mentally and physically broken to work anymore. They literally work themselves to death. I did not want that to be me. I feel healthier now than I did 7 months ago when I retired. Working out regularly, combined with healthy eating and getting plenty of rest, made a huge difference. Active retirement is amazing. Waking up naturally after a good night's sleep and getting more exercise has done wonders for me. I didn't realize just how much stress I was under until I retired. Within a couple months, my health issues all lessened. I had insomnia, stress-induced neck pain, tension headaches, and arthritis. They all lessened. I can't believe how much better I feel since I've retired. I'm now in my 7th month of retirement and I haven't been bored for a single minute. Since I'm no longer exhausted from working 50-hour work weeks, I have time to use my brain for other things now. I read books and articles online, do Sudoku, and have interesting conversations with people. Your mind will only rot if you let it. While reading and cognitive activities do help, apparently, and this is interesting, exercise is the best thing you can do for your brain. Studies are now showing that regular exercise can help improve cognition and reduce the risk of decline. I try to be active every day, and it's not because I love exercising. I want to be healthy. Some days I work in my yard. Some days I do core strengthening and walk in my neighborhood. Some days I drive to a nearby mountain to hike. Some days I use my treadmill if the weather's bad. This is not my favorite. I even made a video about this. I'll link it below in case you're interested. I wonder how many of those people that died right after retiring might be the opposite of what we think. Maybe the people who are feeling the effects of declining health and cognition feel pressure to retire or feel unable to work anymore. I think many people don't die because they retired. I think many people retire because their health was deteriorating. Cognitive decline happens to everyone with varying degrees of severity, whether you're retired or not. It's just aging. Your health is the most important thing. The relationship between retirement and longevity is a complicated subject that's been debated for a long time. Factors like prior health can influence the association between retirement and mortality. You always know how much money you have, but you never know how much time you have. So focus on the things you care about. Don't stop moving. Get a physical every year. And don't be afraid that if you retire, you'll die soon after. Retirement doesn't mean you have to lay down and die. If you're fortunate enough to be able to retire, fill your days with experiences, education, passions, exercise, family. Staying active after you retire is the best advice I can give you. Life is good. Live it fully no matter what you're doing. Don't take your loved ones for granted. Tell them how much you love them because when they're gone, you won't be able to. You could die in your 30s or 40s. If you're waiting for retirement to enjoy your life, you're doing it wrong. Learn to enjoy each day. No one is promised tomorrow. We get one shot at this life we've been given. For me, I knew I'd given enough to my career and it was time for me to retire. Live every day like it's your last because one day you'll be right. What do you think? Do you think people die right after they retire? For me personally, I think there's a correlation, but I don't think retirement causes death. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to share what you think. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in early retirement, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. If you don't make time for fitness, you'll probably have to make time for illness. Hope to see you again soon.